Hello, I'm Brian Sloss, Dean of the College of Natural Resources at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. We typically recognize our outstanding students at our spring CNR celebration evening. Unfortunately, we aren't able to hold the event this year, so we have created a pre-recorded awards program for you. You will hear about these amazing students, truly the best of the best, from our faculty who know them well. I want to personally congratulate all of you on your hard work. You have earned this great honor. To the family members, friends, and public who are joining us virtually, please enjoy this glimpse into some of the remarkable students within the College of Natural Resources.
Hi, everybody. It is my absolute pleasure to award the CNR Outstanding Sophomore Award to Amber Smith. Amber is a wildlife major, of course, and she is just so involved with so many different things. She's one of our most highly involved students. She's the co-leader for the Flying Squirrel Project on the Wildlife Society. She volunteers with our live animal collection with the Herpetology Society. She's the chairwoman of the Research Symposium Committee. She's working with Dr. McKetch on composting CWD infected deer, which is just nothing more cool than that, I would say. And she's also working on the CNR's Wisconsin Black Bear Project. And to me, I think if you spend any amount of time talking with Amber, it is just very, very plain to see that she is a driven student who is just completely fascinated with the world around us. So she is the student who hangs out after every class for just one more piece of information, just a few more things that she wanted to say about whatever it was we were talking about in class, just kind of like hanging out for like a pickup conversation about whatever it was that came up in lecture, which is just super fun. She always wants to know more, to do more, to be more. And I just can't tell you how fun that is as an instructor to have a student like that. And I really think that that is just the true embodiment of what I think about when I think about an outstanding student. So congratulations to you, Amber. I'm very happy to be giving you this award as a sophomore, and I cannot wait to see what you do with us later on in the CNR.
Hello, I'm Scott Hinkstrom. I'm a professor and director of the Wisconsin Center for Wildlife here at University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. It's my honor to present the 2021 Outstanding Junior Award for the College of Natural Resources to Brylin Brecka. I've known Brylin for about 2 years, first associated through a Learn to Hunt Waterfowl program on a chilly October weekend back in 2019. And through then, she's been involved with the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point Student Chapter of the Wildlife Society as a webmaster, as a secretary, and a leader of an Adopt a Wildlife Area project that's a partnership with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. And I was so impressed with Brylin that I was able to hire her as a teaching assistant for my Wildlife 100 Living with Wildlife course. This is a campus-wide service course that I teach yearly to about 150 students. I co-teach it with Dr. Katie Sartini. And as a teaching assistant, Brylin develops online content. She grades assignments, troubleshoots, she communicates with students, and even provided a CNR-wide seminar on that Adopt a Wildlife Area program that she conducts. I also hired Brylin as an assistant for the Wisconsin Center for Wildlife, in which she focuses on web development. She's done an excellent job there in featuring students and student opportunities for us. Brylin also has been very active in the field. She's worked with Buffalo County, with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service on a wide range of work, from stream timber and vegetation management to goose banding and monitoring of black tern colonies. Oddly, I haven't had Brylin as a student in one of my classes, but I know that she is one of the top students, not just in wildlife, but also in all of the College of Natural Resources. In 2020, the Wisconsin chapter of the Wildlife Society developed a new scholarship as a memorial to Dr. James Harden, one of my mentors and one of the most highly regarded teachers ever at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. This scholarship was to recognize the top sophomore or junior student in wildlife here in the state of Wisconsin. And I just knew that we had to bring this award home to Stevens Point. And so several wildlife faculty and I nominated Brylin for this award. And in February of 2021, Brylin received the James Hardin Memorial Scholarship, which recognizes her as the top of our students here in the state of Wisconsin in the wildlife area. You know, I could say more, but with that, I'd like to just simply acknowledge and congratulate Brylin Brecka as our 2021 Outstanding Junior Award student for the College of Natural Resources. Thank you and congratulations.
Hi folks, my name is Justin Vandehei. I'm an Associate Professor of Fisheries and Water Resources, and it's my distinct pleasure to introduce Mr. Logan Cutler as the 2021 College of Natural Resources Outstanding Senior. So Logan is one of my advisees. I've gotten to know him over the past few years. He's just a fantastic human being, amazing student. He's majoring in fisheries, but he has minors in soil science and biology, and he has a wetland certificate. He's super active in our fisheries student society, where he's been the vice president and the treasurer, and has been a crew leader on at least 5 different projects. He's also been incredibly active in our wildlife society chapter, where he's done rough grouse research and was even awarded best poster at the Wisconsin chapter of the Wildlife Society for that. So just doing some amazing stuff. He's received highest honors at our undergraduate research symposium. He works in our aquatic biomonitoring laboratory, identifying macroinvertebrates, where he's worked his way up to assistant lab supervisor, worked for the Missouri Department of Conservation. He does amazing stuff, volunteering all over. He's in the jazz ensemble. He plays guitar. Quite an amazing young man. So he's got a couple of publications already, just incredible for an undergraduate student. So please join me in celebrating and congratulating Mr. Logan Cutler as our outstanding senior.
Hi, my name is Kyle Herman, and I'm a professor in the Fisheries and Water Resources discipline. And it is my great honor to be giving the award for Most Outstanding Student in Fisheries and Water Resources this year to Isabel Dunn. Isabel is an advisee of mine, and I've known her for about 2 years. And what I can say about her is she's an incredibly accomplished student. As I went back through my records, I saw that she was pretty much always the top in the class and in any of the classes I taught. And when I started to ask other faculty, she did the same thing in their classes as well. So she's a remarkable student, a real rock star in the classroom. And she also does all the other things as well. She is involved in student organizations, holding leadership positions in both AWRA and SWAMP in our wetlands group. She also engages in research as well. So she's been doing a research project looking at the influence of wastewater treatment outfalls on macroinvertebrate communities to see how that influences water quality. And she's also been involved in helping student organizations write a research grant for the Society of Wetland Scientists as well. So she's an all-around an amazing student. I got to know her quite well when she was a TA for me in the summer field experience, and I was really lucky to have somebody who is mature and responsible enough as Isabel is. And if anybody knows her, she is soft-spoken, but when she does speak up, you should be listening to her, because chances are she's right in what she's talking about. So she's a really remarkable student, really rewarding, or really deserving of this award, and I'm really happy to be giving it to her for this year. Congratulations, Isabel, you deserve it. Way to go.
Hello, my name is Les Warner. I am a professor of forestry, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the recipient of this year's Outstanding Forestry Student, Mr. Bowen Wade. Bowen is a senior majoring in urban and community forestry with a minor in GIS and spatial analysis. I first met Bowen 3 years ago when he walked into my office for an advising session. I am confident that you are all familiar with the saying, you only get one chance to make a first impression. Well, my first impression of Bowen was a lasting one. He sat down and presented me with an outline of his graduation plan, complete with courses he wished to take for each semester. A true treat for anybody who does any advising. At the time, I thought to myself, here is a motivated, confident man, one who possesses a maturity and a level of intellectual curiosity that will take him far. I know that I am not alone in this assessment of Bowen. Every colleague of mine who has had Bowen enrolled in their class or have had the opportunity to work with him will attest to these attributes. Not surprisingly, his performance in the academic arena has been outstanding from the moment he arrived on campus. His name routinely shows up on the CNR's Dean's List for Outstanding Academic Achievement and the Dean's Distinguished Achievement Award in the College of Letters and Science. On top of this, he has found the time to apply his academic training in GIS to assist Dr. Richard Hauer in research investigating urban tree canopy coverage. In 2019, Bowen also participated in an international forestry symposium for college students that was hosted by Beijing Forestry University. As part of the requirement for participating in the symposium, students were supposed to develop and implement a short-term research project with students from other universities and other countries. Following a group presentation and an interrogation by the faculty that were in attendance, Bowen and his group were awarded third place for their project. In addition to his role as a participant in conducting this research, Bowen voluntarily agreed to act as interpreter for the entirety of our group. This was no small undertaking, and one that turned out to occupy a significant amount of his free time. Not surprisingly, Bowen did so with grace and patience, and everybody who was in the group were rewarded by his efforts. 3 years have passed since I first met Bowen. During this time, he has done everything imaginable to reinforce my first impression, and then some. He is an exceptional student in every sense of the word or by any definition. In closing, I would like to add to the list of attributes that I first used to describe Bowen. He is an honest, kind, and thoughtful individual who is respected by his peers and the faculty alike. I am supremely confident that Bowen will continue to shine and grow as he pursues advanced studies in GIS, and that from this day forward, we can all be proud of the fact that we played a role in his journey to call him a pointer, one of our own. Bowen, congratulations, this award is well deserved.
Hello, I'm Karen Biaska, the Department Chair for Paper Science and Chemical Engineering. I'm pleased to be here to talk a little bit about Dana Harris, our department's choice for the outstanding student in paper science and chemical engineering. Dana is a native of Wisconsin Rapids, graduating from Lincoln High School. After graduating from high school, she spent time in the Air Force and then joined us here at UWSP in January of 2017. During her time here at UW Stevens Point, she's earned a major in paper science and engineering, another major in chemical engineering, a third major in chemistry, and a minor in business administration. She's worked as an assistant in the Organic Chemistry Research Lab and as a production engineering intern at Ahlstrom-Munksjö in De Pere, Wisconsin. She's been involved in several of our student organizations as well. I don't know how she has time to do it. She has a lovely family, and she has all of the skills and knowledge to be successful in anything she decides to take on. It gives me great pleasure to present this award to Dana Harris.
I am so thrilled that Andrew Kiefer is being honored with the Outstanding Resource Management Student Award. I met Andrew during his first year of college. He came to my office to discuss his intended natural resource planning major, his path to graduation, his career aspirations as an environmental lawyer, and to learn about me as his professor and advisor. Even then, I remember thinking to myself, wow, it is hard to believe that this guy is a freshman. But since then, I've only become more impressed. What I've seen from Andrew is it's not just that he's an excellent student, which he is, that he's extremely smart and an extremely hard worker, which he is. Andrew is mature beyond his years. He's funny. He's a passionate advocate for sustainability. Even more than all of that, Andrew is a leader. He is driven to use his knowledge and skills to improve the world, and in doing so, to chart a path that other people can follow. There are many examples I could give, but the one I want to focus on here is the UW Divestment Coalition. So in the spring of 2020, just before COVID hit, Andrew approached me with another planning student, Molly McGuire, to discuss the concept of fossil fuel divestment. I shared with them what I know. I suggested some resources that they could follow up on, and I kind of assumed like this would be the end of this conversation. I had no idea how wrong I was. Andrew did not just want to learn about divestment. He wanted to advocate for this as an essential climate change mitigation policy. He quickly found out this was an issue much larger than Stevens Point that was linked across all of the UW campuses throughout the system. So he started contacting students and faculty and staff on other campuses. He wanted to talk about divestment and their potential interest in the concept, and people got excited. They wanted to work with Andrew, they wanted to follow his lead, and they did. Andrew took charge of a formal process of organizing and strategic planning. He put together a group with representatives from students and faculty and staff across the UW system, and like any progressive leader, he worked to distribute power and responsibility across this group that was forming rather than concentrating it on himself. So fast forward 1 year. The UW Divestment Coalition has representatives from across the UW system, including every campus in the system, several of which have already advanced shared governance initiatives in pursuit of their goals. It truly is a statewide effort, and it's one that Andrew initiated and nurtured to the point that he is now in a place where Andrew is able to move onward and upward in his education and his career, still tracking to be an environmental lawyer, knowing that this movement that he helped to start will be going strong even without him. Basically, when I think of an outstanding resource management student, I don't know what more to think of than Andrew Kiefer. So please join me in congratulating him on a well-deserved honor and a job so very well done. Congratulations, Andrew. You deserve this.
Hello, I'm Brian Scherenbrock, an associate professor of soil science in the College of Natural Resources at University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. On behalf of the Soil and Waste Resources discipline, I am extremely pleased and honored to recognize Ms. Teresa Wolf as the 2021 College of Natural Resources Outstanding Soil and Waste Resources student. Teresa is well deserving of this award and is a top-notch soil and waste student. Teresa's work in the classroom is awesome. She's very knowledgeable and highly motivated. Teresa's passion for soils is contagious, and students gravitate to her in the classroom. Teresa is also an exceptional outside of the classroom. She is co-president of the Soil and Water Conservation Society. She is captain of the soil judging team and has been a leader on our team for the past 3 years. Teresa has also served as a research coordinator for the Students for Wetland Awareness, Management, and Protection. She has also earned a wide variety of CNR certificates such as hunter safety, chainsaw safety, and fire operations. Teresa is very active in undergraduate research. She has been leading a project in my lab for the past 2 years focused on understanding the relationship of soil organic matter and color. She is presenting the findings from her excellent research at various local, national, and international meetings. She has mentored many other students on this project and is an essential member of our research group. Teresa has already begun her work in her profession. She has worked with the Ozaukee, Washington County Land Trust on invasive species control. She has also volunteered for the Shalom Wildlife Sanctuary and learned about animal diets and habitat maintenance. She has worked as a crop scout intern for Seneca Foods in Mayville, Wisconsin. In this position, she developed plans for successful planting, growth, and harvest of vegetable crops, including peas, corn, and lima beans. Teresa has been hired for a field position doing wetland monitoring inventory in Western United States, which she will begin upon her graduation. Teresa cares about soils and people. She has jumped at every opportunity to educate others about soils. She has generously volunteered her time to lead many different workshops on soils for grade schoolers, high schoolers, and the general public, and also future farmers in our community. Teresa grew up on a farm in Allington, Wisconsin. From there, she fell in love with the outdoors. During her time here at UWSP, I have witnessed how she has taken that love for nature and the outdoors and applied it to her newly discovered purpose. She hopes to be a soil conservationist with the NRCS. Her goal is to connect private landowners to resources and information regarding sustainable management practices for their land. She also aspires to own and operate her own farm. I have no doubt that Teresa will succeed in these goals. Congratulations, Teresa, on this awesome achievement, and thank you for everything you have accomplished while studying here in the College of Natural Resources.
Hi, my name is Jason Riddle, and I'm a professor in the Wildlife Ecology program here in the College of Natural Resources. It's my pleasure to be able to present the Outstanding Wildlife Ecology Student Award this year. This award goes to the student who is the most outstanding amongst our 350 majors that we have. So it really takes a lot to stand out in such a competitive crowd. But this year, I'm pleased to announce that the student who's the most outstanding wildlife student is Shelby Truckenbrode. She is simply a wonderful human being. In order to compete amongst such a talented crowd of wildlifers, to be the outstanding wildlife ecology student, somebody needs to excel in the classroom, they need to excel in research, and they need to excel as a professional in our field. And Shelby's done all of those things. I've had her as a student in several courses, one of which was my applied statistics course. And in that class, Shelby hardly missed any points on any assignment ever, right? And that includes 3 exams, 10 problem sets, and a pretty major class project. She performed so well in that class that I recommended that she apply to one of the first 2-year undergraduate research fellowships that we've offered. And this fellowship was specific to a turkey project that my graduate student Hannah is running. And the competition for that was fierce, but Shelby ended up being our selection to work on that project. To give you a feel for how efficient Shelby is with research, she and Hannah together have processed nearly 300,000 photos of wild turkeys to meet their research goals in the span of 12 months. So that's a lot of data in a relatively short amount of time. And as part of that, Shelby's developing her own hypotheses that she's testing as part of the independent research fellowship. To give you a feel for how productive she is, over the course just of February in 2021, Shelby was a co-author on 4 professional talks and posters at state and regional meetings. And at our state wildlife meeting, she was the recipient of the Best Undergraduate Presentation Award. And only one of those is given out. So she's outstanding in the classroom. She's outstanding with research. For those reasons, she was hand-selected to be one of our teaching assistants in our summer field experience last summer, which was the first time we've done summer field experience in the middle of a global pandemic. Being a TA for the wildlife class is a lot of work under normal conditions, but Shelby shouldered that and exceeded all expectations, even under the constraints of a global pandemic. And when one of the wildlife instructors was ill for a couple of days, Shelby stepped in and basically took the lead in field instruction over those days. So, outstanding in the classroom, whether she's a student or a teacher, outstanding with research, And then on the professional front, Shelby's very involved in the Herpetology Society as well as the Wildlife Society, where she's a co-leader for the Woodcock Project, as well as an elected officer in the role of web designer, which has been critical for our student chapter this year. With everyone being socially distanced, they're relying a lot on our social media platforms like Snapchat and Facebook, and Shelby manages those accounts on behalf of the student chapter. So she's just a wonderful human being. She's so enjoyable to work with, such an independent worker, an independent thinker, but a real collaborative teammate and a budding professional. And in the wildlife discipline, we can't wait to see what you head on to do, Shelby. We know it's going to be great, and congratulations on being selected as this year's recipient. Hi, I'm Jason Riddle, and I'm an instructor in the wildlife program here in the CNR. And this year, it's my pleasure to present the award for Outstanding Graduate Student Teaching Assistant. This year, the award goes to Nathan Clue. Nathan is a teaching assistant for NRES 51, one of our four classes here in the college that almost all of our undergraduates take. NR 151 is a challenging course in that the course structure is complicated. There's anywhere from two to three instructors involved in the lecture, and up to 9 lab sections per semester. And the lead TA kind of has to serve as a conduit between those two points of contact with the students. So that's complicated under normal times. Under the pandemic, it's been even more challenging because some lab sections are taught in pre-recorded asynchronous form. Others have been taught in a hybrid of in-person and online delivery. And Nathan has really been outstanding as a leader under both of those teaching scenarios. Typical duties of a TA in this class would involve organizing lab materials, being sure that every lab section has the supplies that they need to do the field work and lab work that's required of them that week. It involves helping to organize buses for field trips, which mean multiple buses going out on multiple days a week for multiple weeks out of the semester. And it involves taking the lead in acquiring the materials and executing a large semester-long plant competition experiment that we do. So that's just the typical duties for a TA. But Nathan has gone so above and beyond the typical duties that it's hard to describe the positive impact he's had on this course, the other instructors, and our students. Nathan takes the lead in developing the agenda for our weekly lab instructor meetings, and he contributes lab instructional materials for the other instructors. He pre-records things, he develops novel content, then he posts them on a site that he helped develop that's now an online repository for all current and future NRES 151 instructors. So he's really committed to the long-term development of the course. To that end, he played an important role in helping this class become recognized as a critical thinking course in our general education program. These kinds of commitments to education not only help our current students, but they're really shaping the long-term future of this class. Long after Nathan's finished with his graduate work, his fingerprint will still be on the course. Nathan teaches 1 to 2 sections of the class a semester, and so he's really involved in every way imaginable with this course. Over my time here at Point, I've been involved in our introductory core for about 10 or 11 years, and I've seen lots of outstanding teaching assistants and lots of outstanding lead teaching assistants. Amongst that crowd of incredible folks, I have to say that Nathan stands out as the most exceptional lead teaching assistant I've ever worked with. Simply put, his initiative, his foresight, his flexibility, his leadership skills are simply outstanding and unparalleled. And I can't think of a better recipient for this award. So Nathan, on behalf of the college, and especially on behalf of all of our students that you've worked so hard to serve over these past couple of years, I want to offer you both our thanks and our congratulations.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dan Eiserman. I'm the unit leader for the Wisconsin Cooperative Fishery Research Unit here at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. And today it's my privilege to present Jeremiah Schrovenal, one of my current grad students, with the Outstanding Graduate Research Assistant Award bestowed by the College of Natural Resources. Jeremiah came to us after completing his undergraduate degree at the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay, and he also worked several stints as a technician for the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. Jeremiah's work focuses on methods to estimate mortality of lake sturgeon in the Lake Winnebago system. And this is really important information for harvest management. Many of you are probably familiar with the spearing fishery that occurs there every year. And so this research is related to managing that fishery. It's easily the most analytically challenging project that I've taken on in my tenure here at the college. But Jeremiah has incredible analytical capabilities, and he's done everything we've asked of him project-wise, and then has gone above and beyond the duties of a normal grad student by providing the DNR with additional tools to help them manage and analyze their data. Jeremiah also has a great demeanor and work ethic, and he's been willing to help his fellow grad students and his advisor, me, who needs all the help he can get with a variety of other projects. He's also been a great ambassador for our program, making presentations at meetings like the Midwest Fish and Wildlife Conference and also our annual American Fisheries Society meeting here in Wisconsin. And Jeremiah is already off, so to speak, to apply those analytical skills to some new problems. He's accepted a job in the state of Washington where he'll be modeling salmon populations, and he leaves here in May. And I'm confident that Jeremiah is going to be an outstanding fishery scientist and a leader in our profession for years to come. So congratulations, Jeremiah.
Hello, folks. My name is Justin Vandyhei. I'm an associate professor of fisheries and water resources, and it's my distinct honor and privilege to introduce to you Mr. Logan Sikora as the 2021 College of Natural Resources Outstanding Graduate Student. So Logan comes to us from Northland College up in Ashland, where he double majored in fisheries and wildlife ecology and biology. After obtaining his bachelor's, he went to work for the Wisconsin DNR up at the Escanaba Lake research station. He was doing all kinds of unique research related to fisheries, studying walleye populations, things like that. And he knew he wanted to pursue his master's degree. So I was fortunate enough to be able to hire Logan a couple of years ago. And Logan's working on a project with myself and Dr. Greg Sass from the Wisconsin DNR, where he's evaluating the effects of bullhead removals on a whole lake ecosystem. So basically, we're doing this super comprehensive bullhead removal project to try to figure out if we can change the fish community dynamics and improve walleye and perch populations. So Logan's project is incredibly field intensive. He's up on the lake up in northern Wisconsin for about 60 days a year field sampling. When he gets done with that, he's got all kinds of laboratory work to do. So a very incredibly intensive project. On top of that, Logan's obviously done very well and is taking coursework here at Point. And on top of that, he's also serves as a graduate teaching assistant for our NRES 250, our Introduction to Fish, Wildlife, and Forestry class. So Logan's got a lot on his plate. He's balanced it incredibly well. He's already published 2 papers. He has presented his research all over the country. He was awarded a travel grant to go down to Arkansas and present his research at the International Catfish Symposium. He published those research findings already. He's mentored a whole bunch of undergraduate students, including mentoring a couple of them into doing poster and oral presentations, and one of which even won Best Student Poster at the Wisconsin chapter of the American Fisheries Society. So Logan has been just nothing short of impressive since we got him hired here at Point. He's just doing amazing things, and He's just an amazing young man. I can't wait to see what the future holds for him. I know he's going to be an amazing asset to natural resource management in the future. So just want to take a moment here and congratulate Logan Sikora on his outstanding graduate student award. Congrats, Logan.
Hello, I'm Brian Scherenbrock, an associate professor of soil science in the College of Natural Resources at University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. On behalf of the College of Natural Resources at UWSP, I am extremely pleased and honored to recognize Ms. Gabrielle Bulwark as the 2021 College of Natural Resources Outstanding Undergraduate Student. Gabby is well deserving of this award and is truly an exceptional student. I've had the pleasure to witness Gabby's excellence firsthand as a professor in some of her courses and as her advisor. Gabby is a seeker of knowledge and a leader in the classroom. Her work in the classroom is awesome, but what separates her from her peers is how she applies her passion and knowledge outside of the classroom in her work with student organizations and also work experiences. Gabby is a student leader on campus. She is very involved with many student clubs, including the Soil and Water Conservation Society, Students for Sustainability, and other clubs. She has leadership roles in these groups, including co-president, vice president, and treasurer. She also plays a key role in working with the UWSP Office of Sustainability and the Earth Week Activity Planning Committee. She is president of the UWSP Women's Ultimate Frisbee team. Through her leadership roles in these student organizations, she has effectively shared her passion and knowledge for soil and conservation practices with her peers. Gabby has also excelled off campus and is quickly carving out her role in soil conservation. She has worked as a growing collective intern with the Central Rivers Farm Shed, which is an organization that promotes local food movements in central Wisconsin. Gabby has participated in worldwide opportunities on organic farms, or the WWOF program. By living and working on a farm in Montgomery, Minnesota, she was able to gain valuable insight into agricultural systems from a producer standpoint, and now can understand how soil and governmental regulations affect growers. Gabby has also worked for the United States Department of Agriculture Natural Resource Conservation Service as an agronomy pathways intern in South Dakota. In this position, she was able to gain experience and learn about agronomy by assisting with crop scouting, cover crop planting, and rangelands assessments. After graduation, Gabby will return to South Dakota as a full-time agronomist with NRCS. Gabby's career goal is to work with producers and stakeholders to promote best management practices and conservation techniques on cropland to protect vital natural resources such as soil and water. Gabby Bulwark has earned this award through her excellence in the classroom, dedication to student organizations, and professional work. She has been a leader and a role model on campus, and I expect this will continue as she enters her career in soil conservation. Congratulations, Gabby, and best of luck to you in the future.